What sent you to jail?
So, I think a pastor prophesied I was going to die, and even this morning, I was telling my team, I'm still in that paranoia mood, because
The African dancehall king is trending with his Shatta Wale from Ghana. I made a story last week that Shatta Wale was in Nigeria and it was massive. The love was grrr. But I said the love was hard. And when he went there, the podcast that he went to, African podcast that he went to, Glitch Africa that he went to, the podcast, no, the matters that came out of that, he revealed a lot of stories. He spoke about a lot of things. They asked him a lot of questions about his life, how he started the music, how he came, he went to the prison, what happened to him in Ghana that he went to the prison, a whole lot of stories that came out. He has to break everything down and explain to them, because Shatta Wale, no, he's a god to the SM fans, you understand? So he has to explain everything to them because they don't know who Shatta Wale is. What I say, so he has to explain it to them, break it down so they understand to the fullest what I say. Because Shatta Wale there, if he wants to trend, he will trend. And he's trending. Just some small skirmishes he went to do in Nigeria. And see the way he's trending. People were like, what did he go to Nigeria to do? Now Nigeria no cry, no, a day, then. But he just wants to explain and make the people understand his story. He has a story from where he came from, where he was going to. Charlie, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is David Appiah, All Star News. What I say, subscribe, brah. Nabeka family, no, come and join this family. Viens ici avec nous. Il faut subscriber. You understand? Subscribe and like this video. Share it for others to see.
I'm a creative, so when people say things into my mind, sometimes I need to sit down and psych myself for, otherwise, I might go off with it. So, I just saw a publication that, I'll be shot, by 4 people and, in my car and blah, blah. So the thing was circulating and I was expecting like, at least the Ghana police or, people to just, because my fans were also tagging Ghana police and nobody like paid attention. But you see, most of the time when it's like the president or somebody of state in the country, before you realize, then police will arrest the person and stuff. So I was like, Shatta Wale, has worked so hard for the system to also support this side of me, but I don't know why these people are not thinking like this thing is going to make me like, go crazy. Like, cause now I'll be panicking. Now I'll be thinking of how to drive in town. So, cause the thing was serious. So one time we were in the studio and I was like, okay, this thing was circulating too much. Let me just write on one of my boys' social media handles that I've been shot. So when I wrote that, the whole country turned upside down, and like, everybody was calling, like they wanted to know, because, I was telling my boys, nobody should pick their phones, because I wanted to send a message to our leaders out there that, we vote them into power and they are not the only important people. And some of us, we are not protected like how they are protected, and we would like to fight our way through, but maybe the law can get to us. So I was just trying to send a message with what we were doing. But later, the police wrote a statement, we went to the police station, they arrested us, took us to court, said we were disturbing public peace, remanded us in one of the prisons in Ghana. Me and my, I think 5 friends, including medical.
They sent you went to the prison.
Yeah, real prison,
What was it like in prison?
Hell.
How long were you there for?
7 days.
Oh.
Yeah. But, it's nice. But, 1 day in prison is like 1 month. Yeah, because the time doesn't go and, it was crazy, I got really like pissed with that because I was like, what did I even do wrong? And they didn't even arrest the pastor, So we went there and we came back and I was like, no, that's been one of my things that has gone through my life that I feel so bad about sometimes when I think about, because I didn't think I caused any criminal, thing to even go to. But that's how Ghana is, because, people were like, Shatta Wale, he talks too much, so the system has to show him something, you know. But I felt I was saving everybody from it. After the police had to do a whole write-up that no.
You see, with Shatta Wale, he doesn't just beef people. He doesn't rule like that. He doesn't just wake up, then I want to beef you. Something has to happen. And he was asked about Burna Boy. And he explained how Burna Boy asked him, called him on phone and told him he should come and pick him from the airport. He wants to come to Ghana. He wants to pick Burna Boy from the airport and give him a whole lot of things. He said a whole lot, and he had to explain everything from the beginning to the end so that people will understand his part of the story, because people have a different perception about how he was behaving when it comes to Burna Boy's issues, and these are some of the things he had to say.
This beef happened. What about Burna Boy?
Okay, that's another beautiful story. When we're coming in the car, I was telling, Baba that, Burna Boy is the only artist that respectfully called me from Nigeria and told me he was coming to Ghana, but I should come and pick him at the airport. I've never done that for any artist before in Nigeria, and I felt some way because I was like, I know Burna Boy, and that time I was like in his low, time. So I was like, okay, let's go pick him. So one of his friends, the Nigerian, came to meet me in Ghana and said I should. So we picked him at the airport, brought him down. And I was treating Burna Boy in Ghana like a king, because if you ask him how we roll in Ghana, he will tell you, it's just that now too many cameras, so you got to do a whole lot of this. But I was showing him the ropes of Ghana, that this is my town. You feel free, give him a house, give him cars, anything he needed. He wasn't wasting money in Ghana, But I had this team I was working with, and they were messing up. So I actually told them that I didn't want to work with them anymore. All 5 or 7 of these boys that I sacked were calling every rich man or every special person in my life to tell them I'm fucking their wives.
What? And
one affected Burna. That's what they told Burna Boy, that I was fucking his girl he brought to Ghana. And he just bought it in. I have billionaire friends that they called, and they, the men were like, if they called them for these kind of things, they're gonna arrest them. They should stop, sport. They literally wanted to break me to everybody, So they told Burna, he got to a time, when he left me in Ghana, things weren't good for us still, because when he came to Ghana, me, I've already settled, have my properties and my businesses running and stuff like that. But I was always praying that, Charlie, this guy make it hit, and maybe life could change for me much more better, So when I saw Burna moving to places, I was always messaging him. So bro, you need to call me. And the mom is my mother, because one time Burna had a problem in Ghana. They had to drive from Nigeria to Ghana. I met them, took them somewhere safe, was taking care of them. You understand me? The mother knew, we're brothers. So I was when I saw him moving around, I was let me just be messaging. I've been messaging, I don't understand. He doesn't reply. So I was let me call mommy. So I called the mom one time and was your brother now, he leaves his phone and blah, blah. I said, mommy, tell him I want to talk to him. I'm loving what I'm seeing on the internet. God is, I didn't know they've told him, and he decided not to talk to me.
Okay.
So, sometimes when I sit down and I watch Burna now, I go I thank God I never depended on people, but I also fought for myself to get to where I've gotten to, because if I hadn't fought well enough, my friends would have made me lose an opportunity with Burna. Because see how I'm successful today. Imagine God has not also touched me properly. I'll be so worried. And I'll regret, and that's why I don't make friends. You guys, my team, these are my friends. When they leave me today, it's 3 months time, because all of them, I talk to them on phones. They don't see me every day, so I just thank God that God has put Burna somewhere, but it hurts me that he didn't listen to me to explain to him that this was what the boys were doing, because he's my brother. I can't do that to his girlfriend. My team, I don't know. Sammy, your girlfriend.
All right.
No, still on this.
Still on it. That's what I wanted to go.
Yeah.
if Burna Boy is watching this right now, what do you have to say to Burna? Because I know he'll watch this.
That I love him. I always talk about him. I still love him. You know, I watch his streams, I go like, oh, more. This is my brother. They enjoy. Like, you know, like he's tried so much, and you know, because we've been talking about this. You know, because when Burna came to me in Ghana, I was literally showing him houses. Like this, man. He's been asking me like, oh, more na music. You take by this. I said, yeah, music. Shatta. You know, because the freeze.
So you see, as I said, he didn't just wake up one day and said he wants to beef somebody. Nah, he has his reasons for behaving or acting in a certain manner. So people have to understand him. People have to understand this man. He doesn't just move anyhow. Once again, Shatta Wale was asked again about Stonebwoy, he and Stonebwoy, and he was explaining that Stonebwoy was somebody who comes to him. The time that he was a star, he was in bandana. Stonebwoy comes to him and stuff. These are some of the things he had to say about Stonebwoy, between him and Stonebwoy.
Stonebwoy is my boy. Stonebwoy used to be with me. He used to come to where my first room I rented. He used to call me daddy, you know, come to me and, you know, stuff like that. But when he started getting into the media and, you know, it's like, you have talent. Oh, no, you're even better than Shatta Wale.
Stonebwoy comes into the studio right now. Are you cool with him?
I'm cool, but you know, he can't watch me.
He can't look at you in the face.
No, he'll fall down.
Wait till happen.
No, like my spirit is too big for him. You know, when you meet people that their spirit is too big, you know. You understand me? And me, I'm too confident. You understand me? I'm not the fake type. You understand me? But he, with things he says, he doesn't follow it. You understand me? And me, things I say, I follow it. You know, when we say we are coming to beat you, we are coming to beat you. We are not coming to play there and coming to ask you what is your name. You understand me? So he knows me well like that. And with things he has said, he feels if he meets me one-on-one. You see, Stonebwoy, I've been telling people, like sometimes when I see him, I feel bad, you know, because I feel like he hates Samini. He doesn't want, and Samini will be bigger than I say, which bigger we are talking about? You boy don't know. Now Samini is no more.
Thank you guys for staying tuned and watching us. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow us on all social media. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.